Purāṇānaṁ ālayam karmalayam namāmi bhagavatpātam Shankaram Logashankaram Shankaram Shankaracharyam Keshavam Bhattarayanam Sutrabhashya Kritau Vande Bhagavantau Punah Punah Sada Shiva Samarambham Shankaracharya Madhyamam Asmadacharya Paryanta Vande Guru Paramparam Ishvaro Gururatmeti Murti Beda Vibhagine Vyomavat Vyapta Dehaya Dakshinamurtaye Namaha Ukaro Anthakaro Vairukarastan Nivartakaha Anthakara Nirodhitvat Gururitya Vidhiyate Om Sahana Vavatu Sahanau Bhunaktu Sahaviryam Karavavahai Tejasvinavati Tamastu Ma Vidvishavahai Om Shanti 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 Om Bhadram Karne Vishrniyama Devaha Bhadram Pashyemakshaviryachatraha Sthirairangai Sushtuvam Sasthanupihi Vesheva Devahitam Yatayuhu Sustina Indro Vrittashravaha Sustina Pusha Vishwavedaha Sustina Staksho Arishtanemihi Sustino Brahaspatir Dathatu Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Namaste, all of you. We are in the Māṇḍūkya Upaniṣad, second section of the Gaudapada kārikā. There are 4 sections, and the second section, Vaidhatya Prakarana. The word Vaidhatyam means Vidhata, taking something other than what it is. In a simple way, we can say superimposition, misapprehension, miscognition. An object is not perceived properly, but I came to know something is there right in front of me, and I impose some other ideas which are already pre-existing in my mind on that object. Thus, an object is being misapprehended by me. This is called Vidhata, and having that status is called Vaidhatyam. We have familiar examples of Lord Shankara regarding the error occurred in my mind. I don't realize the real object, what it is. Instead of that, I impose some ideas on that object which are already pre-existing in my mind. The ideas which are already pre-existing in my mind itself is a big topic. How did we get the idea of superimposition on an object? Is the idea pre-existing in the mind, or is the idea came on that time from somewhere else? Like this, there's a big discussion regarding the imposition itself, superimposition itself, which is not our topic for the time being. But by the God's grace, if time permits, We will look into the whole Brahma Sutra. The entire Brahma Sutra in the view of Adi Shankara's commentary. Then we will discuss about the error. Atasmin tad buddhihi. On an object, we impose another idea and we misapprehend the object, and the whole empirical dealing will be in accordance with the view which I got on that object. Means a non-object or an idea will be empirically dealt with everybody due to the misapprehension. So that will be the basic topic when we start the Brahma Sutra. So here, the entire section is dealing with different types of errors committed by different teachers, different sages, different schools of thoughts regarding the highest philosophy, regarding the ultimate reality. The highest reality is being misapprehended by the scholars, by the sages, by the leaders of the schools of thoughts. And we are in the relevant portion of the second section. Already we discussed different views of scholars regarding the highest reality behind the creation of the universe in their vision. We already discussed on that. Now, we will continue the same topic. Remember, the highest reality which is told in the last portion of Vedas or presented in the last portion of Vedas is the self which is in and through in the entire universe. That consciousness, which is also called the Brahman, which is a formless, which is eternal, which is unlimited ocean of happiness, which is in the form of mass consciousness. That being the highest reality, the people misapprehend the obvious thing right in front of, and they consider something other than this consciousness as the highest reality. There are different views of different people regarding highest reality. We already discussed. We will continue to the present verse, through the present verse. So the verse we have to discuss today is 23. Before that, I will go through the 22nd verse, which already we discussed in the last class. Still, I will discuss now. 22nd verse. Vedaha iti veda vitaha, yajnaha iti cha tatvitaha, bhokta iti cha bhoktra vitaha, bhojyam iti cha tat Vitaha. The vision which they gained regarding the highest reality is partially true, not complete. It's incomplete. Any person comes to you and present a theology or a philosophy regarding the Creator, it may be one of these things which we are discussing now. Only the traditional teacher of Indian philosophy, or we call him Vedantin, Vedanta Guru, one who concentrate on the fourth goal of the human life, what we call moksha, liberation. From where? Liberation. From the death and the birth cycle of this universe. For that, what he will do and what he did, what he did. He came to know the real nature of oneself. All other incidental features which came towards him, like a human body, and the relatives, the parents, the name, the citizenship, the native place, everything is a superimposition on the highest reality, which is unlimited consciousness. But the people, one who go through the Vedas itself, take some portion of the meditation which are discussed inside the Vedas. Vedas have the portion of knowledge, and in the portion of knowledge, Jnana Kanda, where the subject is presented, there is a portion of meditation also. I discussed elaborately in the last class. From there, the portion of meditation, they will get some sentences. Those sentences will be conducive for the sake of meditation, but it's not completely true regarding the ultimate reality. But the people consider these sentences are talking about highest reality. Those sentences which are talking about the meditation of certain things are being considered as the highest reality, which is the biggest mistake made by the scholars, teachers, some sages, and also the leaders of schools of philosophy. And they presented to their students that these sentences which are mentioned in the portion of highest in the portion of meditation are explaining about the feature of highest reality. They misled their students. This mistake is being revived in order to show not to fall under any of these mistakes as the highest realities. These mistakes are rewritten by the Gaudapada Acharya in order to remind us not to fall a person who committed mistake by considering one of these things as the highest reality. So this one should kept inside the mind. So we will discuss the last class verse, which I already read now. Vedaha iti Vedavida. Group of people believe the four Vedas are the fundamental truth behind the creation. Vedas are eternal, but the Vedas are echoing, talking about a reality from where the Vedas itself came out. Shastrasya yonihi, Shastra yonitvat. In the Brahma Sutra, the third sutra, from where even the Vedas have its origin, if we can consider as an origination. That reality is unlimited consciousness which is in front of me as a listener. So, group of people consider Vedas are the highest realities from which the entire creation and the entire universe originated, which is an utter false. All are partial vision about the highest reality. Vedas talk about an unlimited formless consciousness. That is the highest reality. They missed to see this highest reality. That is why Gaudapa Acharya put effort in order to show the mistakes committed by our the people who lived before years or decades or centuries. He listed them. What are the mistakes they committed? Few people considered these four Vedas are the highest realities, which is also false. Some others considered yajnaha idija tadvidaha. Ritual or the rituals which are listed inside the first portion of Vedas, yielding any number of results. Whatever you ask, those Vedas are capable to bring the particular results. If you do a particular result, that result will help you to attain the desired result. So, the rituals are the ultimate reality behind the creation. Few people consider. Those who believe the first portion of Vedas, karma kandis, portion of rituals, portion of prayers. Bhoktaha iti bhoktravidaha. A school of philosophy called Samkhya. They believe self is enjoyer. When the reality is self is a non-enjoyer, self is a non-doer. Atma akarta abhokta. Any enjoyership is presupposed by the actions done by the person. In order to do an action, you should have the doership, kartrutva. For to prompt The kartrutvam, you should have a desire. Without a desire, there is no action. I want to achieve certain things. Desires are born out of ignorance. When you don't know the nature of full nature of fullness regarding oneself, there will be always certain desires regarding the limited body mind sense complex. When we don't know that we are the embodiment of fullness, nothing lacks from the standpoint of consciousness. But when we consider this body is myself, then we lack everything. Entire things in the world we need. We are a big customer again. That is why Bhokta, the enjoyership or the enjoyer, the word will not suit for the self. Because in the self, ignorance never exists. Because there is no ignorance, which is the cause for the desire, there is no desires. When the cause is missing, the product, karyam, the desire is also missing. When the desire is missing, there is no actions. So, kartrutvam being missing, there is no enjoyership. There is no bhokta in bhoktrutvam in the self. There is no enjoyership in one's own self. Enjoyership and doership is pertaining towards the body, mind, sense complex. From the ultimate reality, there is no enjoyership, there is no doership. Doership is a mere superimposition due to ignorance. I have to do this. I have to do that. I have to enjoy that. These thoughts are from the standpoint of ignorance and also from the standpoint of wrong ideas regarding oneself, that I am this body. When you come to know this body is a mere superimposition on the self, which is the embodiment of fullness. Nothing lacks. Purnamadav Purnamidam. When everything becomes you, what is the need of anything? Atmanam ched vijaniyat ayamasmi iti purushaha. Brihadaranyaka Upanishad says, if you come to know you are the embodiment of fullness, that Atman, you never lacks anything. If you come to know, suppose, Kimichan, desiring what? You will engage yourself in a work for whose desire you will put effort to make somebody happy. Because you are the embodiment of fullness. Your nature itself is Purnaha, full. Then, what is the point of imposing the body? Once the knowledge awakes, awaken of knowledge is the destruction of ignorance. Then whole chain is completely destructed. There is no enjoyership, there is no doership, but school of thought, which is called Sankhya, believes that Atma is an enjoyer. Big false, isn't it? Bhojyam idijatat vidaha. Bhojyam can be translated into food or the object of enjoyment. Food being the essential need of every living beings in the world. Without food, one cannot survive in this world. Food is the ultimate reality behind the creation. A group of people think even now. That is why there will be a lot of preference for food. Everything come in their menu. What is flying? What is swimming in the water? What is running in the land? Everything becomes food for them. Why? They are created, or food being the essential for us, we can deliberately kill them and we can eat them. This is the idea, a wrong idea regarding oneself. When you are a hunter, there is no development in your personal side or in the world side. You may enjoy something, hunting and eating. Vast amount of development occurred in this world. Now development is a threat now. Almost 2100, we are going to lose 80% of our North Pole and South Pole. They will become water. There will be no such things which we are seeing now. Global warming is taking its tolls daily due to the development of the human being. That is one side which is not connected with our studies anyway. But facts are to be aware of. There are some facts we should be always aware of that. The sentence says that food is the essential part of all living beings in the creation. So that we should consider food as the ultimate reality in this world, or the object of enjoyment. Because Lord has created this world keeping all sense organs extroverted outside, towards looking outside. It means that there are things to see, there are things to enjoy in this world. The logic is very clear, so we need to enjoy everything in the world. So the objects which are here to enjoy is the ultimate reality regarding the universe. A group of people think that, materialist or some other group of people, mislead others also. When your idea itself is blind and you lead with this blind idea others, a big issue, you know. This is how terrorists are born. You are illiterate and you have some fancy ideas, and you say to the people that these ideas are from these scriptures. It's your idea, your own wrong ideas. With the base of scriptures, you explain to others, and they believe they're innocent. They are brainwashed, and the terrorists are born, you know. So Objects are not the ultimate reality behind the universe. Even though a group of people, even now, people are behind enjoyment. Body will decay on one day. Before that, I have to enjoy everything in the world. Thus, people are behind enjoyment, This is what here told. It's told here. There are people who behind the ultimate reality, behind the creation is objects of enjoyment or food anyway, which is a wrong idea. This already we discussed in the last class. If not, now we discussed. Now today we will discuss the new verse 23. Sukshmaha iti sukshmavitaha, stulaha iti cha tatvitaha, murtaha iti cha murtavitaha, amurtaha iti cha tatvitaha. Once more I will read. Sukshmaha iti cha sukshmavitaha, stulaha iti cha tatvitaha, murtaha iti cha murtavitaha, amurtaha iti cha tatvitaha. Sukshma, subtle. A group of people believe atoms, molecules, particles, they are all very subtle. They are the cause. They are the ultimate reality behind the universe. Remember, we can observe, we can find out molecules, atoms, particles, but the inquiry will continue. Behind all these things, there is something which is not known. This is the tip of the inquiry. Inquiry will not stop with the atoms or molecules or particles. At last, something is there. This is being presented inside the scriptures. The consciousness is the Lord of everything. But the people stop the inquiry and they believe that atomists who believe atoms are the essential thing behind the entire creation. And they consider even the Atma is Sukshmaha in the form of Anu. And they quote the sentences from the Upanishads. Ano Raniyan Mahado Mahiyan. The self is the subtlest than the subtler. It is in the very subtle nature. But Upanishad quotes. When you don't study the Upanishadic sentences under a right teacher, the entire book will be confusion, end up in confusion. The entire Upanishad is not to read and grasp the meaning. You need to study under a traditional teacher with all Shraddha towards him or her. You surrender towards that knowledge. And the knowledge is this embodiment of the teacher, is in the form of the teacher. Mostly the people who teach us this Vedanta don't prepare any classes. I also don't prepare. I just come towards you My teachings, what the Gurujis, the teachers blessed me for last 20 years. From that knowledge, I present the topic. Mostly the teachers don't prepare because you being the self and you have commitment towards the self, everything will come in the right time. For the time being, if you are a seeker, you need to prepare in order to talk with somebody, in order to discuss with somebody, in order to take even a class for somebody. As a seeker, as a person who born out of India, nothing wrong on that. Most of the traditional teachers, one who has committed and have a lot of meditation and tapas and prayers, they don't prepare anything. I also follow the same steps. What I have studied with them, what I have listened with them. When I talk about the truth within me and within you will give some words and we communicate and you grasp and I talk. Here, one of the Upanishad, Mahanarayana Upanishad, even though some other Upanishads also quote, Atma is subtle than any other thing in the world. Typing this sentence, taking this sentence, this is for the sake of understanding that all pervading Atma is there inside the grass also, inside an elephant also, inside the stars also. This is the gist of the message or this sentence. Atma being all pervaded, all pervading, everywhere it is available in a tiny particle also, in the highest stars also. We cannot imagine how much vast a star is, how much vast a Milky Way is. When something is all pervading, it will be inside the tiny thing, it will be in the biggest thing also. It is everywhere. This is the message to be taken from these sentences. Instead of that, they partially take the idea that Atma is subtle. Atma is tiny, as much as tiny, like a particle. This is absolutely wrong. That is why Gaudapada presented in his verse that Atma is, or the self, or the Brahman is all pervading. It is inside the tiniest thing. It is inside the tallest thing. It is inside the biggest thing. But few people consider Atma is small. The atoms are the basic thing behind the creation. Now, Stulaha iti cha tatvitaha. Again, materialist comes in the picture. What is outside grows like our body. Gross body is the highest reality behind the creation. Everything is gross outside, we can see. So that we need to accept the gross nature of each and everything. Because this is the central theme behind the creation. what is appearing as the gross or gross body is the highest reality behind the creation. Absolutely wrong idea. A materialist who is interested to enjoy the world with his or her body may consider everything what I see, what I smell, what I listen, what I taste, what I touch are in front of my ears. Everything is gross. Gross nature. Everything is in gross nature. How can I deny the gross nature, and how can I deny that the entire creation came out of highlighting this grossness. So few people consider, especially materialist, consider that the highest reality is in the form of gross nature or grossness. Sthulam. Remember, our body itself is considered into three for the sake of studying. External body is gross body. There are eyes, there are ears, there are tongue, there are teeth, there are kidneys, there are liver, there are heart, leg, everything. Everything is in the form of an organ, which is available for the dealing. But the gross body is centered on the subtle body. Mind, intellect, ego, memory, even though they exist, they are very subtle. From the subtle body, only the gross body can survive or it can exist in the world. Subtle body and the gross body are born out of causal body. What is causal body? The beginningless ignorance about oneself made me to think I am this body. Anadi ajnanam is the cause body. Ignorance is the cause for these two bodies. So it is causal body. When the knowledge arises, the cause for the subtle body and the gross body get distracted, perishes. There is no ignorance regarding oneself. The whole knowledge regarding oneself that I am Purnaha, embodiment of fullness. I am the Satyam Jnanam Anantam Brahma. It will remove all kinds of ignorance. The causal body is eliminated so that subtle body cannot exist, so that gross body cannot exist. Even after knowledge, but the body continues. How it happens? Remember, something which we have imagined is created by the mind, not by gross, or not having an outside object. It's not an outside object. It's an imagination of the mind. Something which is imagined by the mind When we say destructed means there is no external destruction. When I see the rope as a snake in the darkness and I got the knowledge about the rope, there is no elimination of the real snake. Similarly, there is no real elimination of the gross body. Gross body seems to be continuing because it never existed at any point of time. There is no external elimination of any bodies. Body itself is an imagination. Like rabbit horn is an imagination. When something never existed at any point of time, how can I eliminate rabbit horn? It never existed at any point of time. So causal body got eliminated. Through that, my subtle body and the gross body, which is form, which is the production of ignorance, which is a superimposition, also get eliminated, distracted. Still, it seems to be continuing. There is no existence of gross body after the knowledge, for me and for you also. But it seems to be continuing like the sun rises in the east. This sentence is valid till your knowledge away. There is no sunset and sunrise for the sun. But we enjoy sunset. But we enjoy sunrise. Similarly, the existence of the body never, there is no body. It's only a superimposition. After this knowledge, you will see as a body. In reality, there is no body at all. There is only Atma. My superimposition seems to be continuing, but it's only a mere imagination. Give up that topic, even though it falls under the portion of Vedanta. Here, Sukshmaha iti Sukshmavidaha, people consider the ultimate reality is atoms or the subtle nature. Few people think that ultimate reality is the gross nature of everything. The grossness. And another mistakes also happened. He is listing again and again. Before we end the topic, we will list the whole 38 mistakes listed by him. Those mistakes committed by the scholars, schools of thoughts, leaders, and sages. Another group of people consider that Murtaha iti Murtavidaha. Murtham. In the scriptures, in Bhagavad Gita especially, Yatha yada hi dharmasya glanir bhavati bharata abhyuttanam adharmasya tadatmanam srajamya paritranaya sadhunam vinashaya cha dushkridam dharma samsthapanarthaya sambhavami yuge yuge. Whenever there will be a failure of dharma, merit, rightness, proper attitude and proper thinking and appropriate actions are missing in the creation, I will come to re-establish proper thinking, appropriate action, merits, and also good people in the world. These are all sentences from the Bhagavad Gita. He is assuring that the ultimate reality will come as an incarnation inside the creation. It will appear in some forms in order to establish the merits, appropriate thinking, proper human beings, and right right actions, righteous deeds, when they are missing due to the selfishness of the people. The Creator itself tells in Bhagavad Gita, I will come in some forms to re-establish and also for the removal of misbehaviors. For the removal of misconduct. A misconduct will always inherit on a personality of misconduct. It means the elimination of the personality. Dharma samsthavanarthaya. For the sake of re-establishing the dharma, the merit, I will come into this world and I will eliminate those personalities who are against dharma. That incarnation is the ultimate reality. Few people considers. Very big mistake, You take it in a simple way. For example, an extraordinary hero act in different movies, in different ways, and he has different roles. In one role, he will act as a driver. In one role, he will act as a gardener. In another movie, he will act as a police. Every role is excellent. One by one, everything cannot be compared. Everything seems to be very good and excellent. You cannot take one of the role and this is his life, personal life. You cannot judge like that. He live like this in his world. This is a misjudging. It's not a garden. Hero is not neither a driver nor a cook. Even though he took a role of a cook or a driver in some movies. But if we consider he is a good cook or he is a good driver, it's a wrong idea. Similarly, incarnation happens according to the nature of the person to be deal with. Yakshanurubo balihi. I cannot go with a knife for a gunfight. If you are going for a gunfight, you should be equipped with the valuable guns. Similarly, incarnation will be tallying towards the personality who are misbehaving in the creation. If he is a biggest fellow, the ultimate reality will come according to his own weight and size. If he is very tiny, the ultimate reality will appear in the form of a tiny size. The action to be done is to preserve. Then he will take an appropriate role or an appropriate form to preserve certain things. So we have different forms of incarnation of Vishnu also and Shiva also. Lord Shiva, a deity in the Hindu tradition, Lord of elimination. Vishnu, a deity in the Hindu tradition, the Lord of sustenance. These deities are all itself incarnation of the highest reality. And they take certain roles in order to protect the good from the evil, in order to re-establish the appropriate actions and appropriate behavior in creation. Those roles are not the highest reality. Those roles are considered to be role of the highest reality. But people took murtaha, what is manifested, in order to protect the world, is considered as the highest reality. Is an absolutely wrong. What is appeared in order to protect the good from the evil, what manifested right in front of us to protect us, should be considered as the highest reality. This is one of the biggest mistake by the people. Even now, they stick with the devotion, devotee, and objects of devotion, the three divisions. Bhakta, bhakti, the object of bhakti. Three divisions. This division continues as long as they live in this world. We are talking about the object which is indivisible, non-separate. Advaitam paramartataha. Already told 2-3 times. Non-duality is the reality. But people believe they are devotees. And this person is the incarnation of the highest supreme reality. And we have to do bhajan below him or her. And he will give some noble words and discussion to conduct my life. Utter false idea. There can be leaders, no problem. That doesn't mean that they are the highest reality. Highest reality is the supreme self, which is you, which might be you. There is no other reality, whatever I see in this world. I should know that. Supreme reality is misjudged, misinterpreted. Incarnation of the Lord. Supreme reality should not be considered as some incarnations. After knowing the reality, you can do some meditation on the forms of incarnation. Nothing wrong. Without knowing the reality, you confirm that the role, the reality, which is in the form of an incarnation, is the ultimate reality. This is a wrong idea. And the people mislead. You know, a lot of people. There are people who believes Shiva is the ultimate God, Shaivam, and the incarnation of Shiva are the ultimate reality. There are people who believe in Vishnu, who is the Lord of sustenance. Took a lot of incarnations, and they believe that these incarnations are the highest reality. Both are incorrect. Gaudapada Acharya says that these are all partial vision. Without knowing the hero, you take the role as the hero. That is why Murtaha iti Tadvitaha. And another group of people is the Amurtaha. They are big trouble. One group of Buddha, one group of Buddhism believes that everything appeared from the emptiness. Amurtam. The entire universe appeared from the empty. The logic is not clear. Can you imagine? How can you get a chick? There is no empty creation. Without something as a cause, there is there will be no appearance of the universe from the emptiness. Shunyavadina. They believe from the unmanifested, from the emptiness, everything came into being. This is also absolutely wrong. Without the cause, there is no product. Universe itself is a cause, is a product. Everything is in an order. In order to create an order, there should be somebody behind that. I kept my book in an order. The first, the biggest, and last it will be the small. In order to keep the books in an order, there should be somebody like me or you. Similarly, the whole world is in an order. Rose flower will only grow in the rose plant. It's an order. 365 days are to be taken for the rotation of the earth. It's an order. There should be one heart inside the body. It's an order. It's a, you cannot think otherwise. It's an order for everything. Gravitational force is an order. Wherever there are order, there should be somebody to order. So we can assume, we can logically understand there should be somebody behind the creation. Not like the nihilists believes that Shunyavadinaha, the people who believe emptiness is the entire cause for creation. There cannot be a chick without an egg. There should be something behind all the creation. This is also a wrong idea, and people believe the emptiness is everything. This is also a wrong idea. More ideas are presented by the Gaudapada Acharya. We will look very slowly in the coming days, in the next class. Om Susti Prajabhya Paripalayantam Nyayena Margena Mahimmahishaha Gobrahmanibhya Shupamastu Nityam Loka Samasta Sukhino Bhavantu Kale Varshadu Parjanyaha Prithvi Sasyashalini Deshoyam Choparahitaha Brahmana Santu Narpayaha Sarve Bhavantu Sukhinaha Sarve Santu Niramayaha Sarve Bhadrani Pashyantu Ma Kaschit Dukkha Bhag Bhavet Asato Ma Sadgamaya Tamaso Ma Jyotirgamaya Mrityorma Amritam Gamaya Om Purnamadav Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamataya Purnameva Vashishyate Om Shanti 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 Harihi Om Sri Gurubhyo Namaha Harihi Om